Hello, YouTube. Um, Basically, when I was very young, I was being visited by all kinds of spirit beings in my room, um, from ghosts to shadow beings to, I don't know, demons, poltergeists, all kinds of them. Um, I don't know why. I had no idea what they were at the time. And as a child, you are absolutely oblivious, especially because there was no education on spiritual matters. My parents were just Christians. Um, they never talked about spirituality and just typical narrow-minded Christians that they force you to go to church. I personally refused to go to church. I never went, and I didn't really care much about it. As a teenager, I discovered things in my own terms. I began to read books about all kinds of stuff: Buddhism, yoga, different philosophies, different religions, and because I wanted to, first be educated before I make up my mind what is accurate and what isn't. But if you are born in a Christian environment, you don't really have much choice, you know what I mean? Especially if your parents are completely ignorant to other stuff. So anyways, I always disregarded what they were saying to me, and I always went down my own path to find my own way, my own path, my own philosophy, my own religion. That's the right thing to do. You need to discover what is suitable for you, what resonates with you, and it's just as simple as that, really. So now I discovered things about myself along the way that I had no idea about. I discovered that I'm probably what they call a crystalline kid, or a starseed. They said, because I was born in the late 70s, and this was the time when all of these star children were born, and I'm a natural empath. I discovered that all of these spirit beings, they are being drawn to you like a magnet if you're if you are a starseed. If you are, your vibration is different, your nervous system is different from other people, and these are things that no one ever told me about. I just had to discover everything on my own through my own research. They don't teach you these things at school, and that is a crime. That is a serious crime as far as I'm concerned, because they teach you math and physics and philosophy, but this is the most vital thing to learn, is where you're coming from, is to learn about yourself, because we are not human beings, we are spirit beings. First and foremost, we are spirit beings, and then we are physical human beings. So this is something that they should be teaching you at school from a very young age, because this is a fundamental thing to know. It's about learning yourself, learning where you come from. I personally believe that not everyone is a human being on this planet. I mean, those that look like people, but there is many different species, there's many different kinds, and just because we have been subjected into living in this two-dimensional environment, it doesn't take away from what we really are, the essence, which is the universal consciousness, the love consciousness. This is where everyone comes from. We come from the light, and the light is the sun. So I'm a sun worshipper. I worship the sun. The sun gives me vital energy every single day. The sun enhances your psychic abilities. He enhances he raises your vibration. The sunlight contains vital energy and information, and I feel that information is being carried through the light directly to our conscious and subconscious mind. We feed from the sun. You feed your etheric body, your astral body, your physical body. We have 7 different bodies. So the sun is doing all of this job for us, and it's completely free. You know what I'm saying? So please appreciate the sun. I used to live in Britain. I used to live in the north of England, where the sun rarely comes out. And when he does, people literally go mad. They go mental. And I mean, it literally shows what a difference a day could make in a person's life. A sunny day, you know what I mean, from a cloudy day. It makes all the difference in the world. And you see people becoming instantly cheerful, their mood changes, everything, just everything. Your entire mental and emotional state changes the minute that the sunlight hits your eyes and he warms up your skin. So, and I keep saying he because, the sun supposedly resonates with the male energy, the male force, while the moon resonates with the feminine, the mysterious, the emotional, the darkest aspect of things. And so between them there is this fine balance, of course, which is the universal duality of black and white, male and female, the yin and the yang, water and fire. Every person has both sides to them, and it's all a matter of finding that fine balance, really. There are certain times when you feel that in order to survive and in order to cope with certain situations in life, you have to recruit, in a way, your warrior spirit. Your warrior spirit needs to come out of you, and that is your male side. And then there is other times when you need to be intuitive, you need to be in touch with your emotions in order to make the right decision, and that is the feminine side. So I believe that a balanced person is a person that can actually manage those both sides of the same coin. And I went completely out of topic because I was going to talk about my experiences as a child being visited by spirit beings. Now, my parents used to think that I was a very dysfunctional kid because they thought that I was suffering from ADHD. One minute I was hyperactive, the next I was depressed. They had no idea that I was suffering from all of these nightmares, and it was very hard for me to tell them because even if I did, they wouldn't listen. They would probably send me to the doctor. So I kept it all inside. I kept it all to myself. I never talked to anyone, and as a result of that, it all built up inside me to the point where I suffered from depression. And as a teenager later on, I was on the verge of suicide. Now, I never actually thought about killing myself, but I was harming myself. And I used to self-harm a lot in many different ways. I used to pull my hair, I used to scratch my skin, I used to hold my breath because I thought that I was going to suffocate that way. There was times when I used to bang my head on the wall. I mean, it was all very destructive, and it was all because of my parents being ignorant. They wouldn't give me the desired attention. At school, no one would understand me. My friends were absolute morons. I had no one to talk with. And then there was, of course, this metaphysical aspect where I was being visited by spirit beings pretty much on a daily basis. So, I was feeling completely alone in a madness, in an environment of madness, literally. Like, it was very hard to find that balance. But I did eventually, because thank goodness I have angels that are protecting me, and they have been showing me many different ways through the years how to keep that light inside of me and how to keep going. So if you've been having similar experiences to that and you feel kind of helpless, don't. There is always hope. There is that hope is inside of you. That light, the spark is inside of you, Even when you feel completely alone, you're not. Trust me, you are being watched over. There is always, every person is being born with a guardian angel. It's like an angel has been assigned for every single person on this planet. And sometimes along the way, there is more angels that come with you in your journey through life. And because they feel that you need that support system, so they're always here. They're always here to encourage you. And even if you don't know that consciously, they do that job for you unconsciously. They can alter your state of being, your emotional state. They can put love inside you. They can put thoughts of hope, thoughts of optimism and ambition and encouragement. So please don't ever give up, there is always hope. And now, just like I mentioned in my alien encounter video, I have no idea why some of these alien beings or spirit beings, why they harbor so much hatred for humanity. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand the connection between that and the Abrahamic demons. I know for a fact that some demons, you can have absolutely control of any kind of evocation or invocation. So I know for a fact that you cannot really be possessed unless you are emotionally unstable. So this is why it is so important, it is essential for a practitioner of magic, to be emotionally balanced as a person if you're going to pursue this kind of workings, practices. And if you become unwillingly possessed, it is because you're not in the right state of mind. So please be very cautious, be very aware, be careful when you're dealing with angels and demons, all kinds of spirit beings, any kind of magical work that you're doing. First of all, you need to be stable. You need to feel healthy mentally and physically. Do not be naive, because you don't really know what you're dealing with until you have had a terrible encounter where you're going to be frightened out of your wits. So you don't want that to happen. Be prepared, educate yourself, be cautious, do a lot of research, ask people, join a group if you have to, but always be cautious. These are very serious matters. It's nothing to joke with, and it really pisses me off when I hear about teenage kids playing with Ouija boards. They have no fucking idea what they're doing to themselves. You could be inviting in all kinds of monsters, in quotes, and I believe that there is some kind of an agenda from governments that are promoting this kind of game. It's not a game. It is magical work. It involves spiritual it's a spiritual work. Okay, so this is not some kind of a board game. Okay, this is not Scrabble. This is not playing chess. This is a very serious matter. So I do believe that there is some kind of an agenda from the governments that are promoting, actually, they allow toy manufacturers such as Mattel, for example, to actually present the Ouija board as a game. I mean, this is a criminal thing. That should not be allowed by law. And yeah, there is a definite, I don't really want to get into conspiracy theories, but there is definitely something very sinister going on, coming from those in authority, politicians, even the whole industry of psychiatry, which is a fraud. That is not a science. Psychiatry has never been a science because it is based on speculation. It is based on symptoms and not on an actual diagnosis. And in some cases, those supposedly experts, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They could be subscribing you the wrong drugs. They could be sending you to the wrong person for advice. So I myself have never ever relied on psychology or psychiatry for any advice, and it's really tragic to know that half of the population of children in the United States is actually hooked on psychotropic drugs that have been subscribed by their doctors. So this is a criminal thing. You know what I'm saying? And their parents are so fucking ignorant that they wouldn't even bother to think outside the box. And that's probably because of religion, because I believe that religion is causing more damage than good. And it took me a while to realize that, because I used to be a Christian, and now that I look at it, I'm thinking, what a waste of time that was. I don't even know what the fuck I was supporting at the time. I don't know why I was defending Christianity when it wasn't serving me any purpose at all. So anyways, it's up to you. If you have a sensible thinking mind, you will figure it out on your own. I don't like to influence people. All I'm doing is just sharing my stories, and maybe you can share yours and we can talk about it. And that's all I had to say for today. Thank you for listening.